Check, check, check.
Good afternoon, esteemed faculty, staff, and honorable guest, Dr. Elizabeth Moray, and beloved students, and those viewing online. Each of you will have an agenda today. And let's start with the introduction that Dr. Syllabus wrote for me and told me, please, can you tell them their greetings? He has a medical appointment. This is why he told me, can you do it? I said, okay, no problem. I love them. So I would like to say a few words, and those words I teased in some of my stuff also. Okay. So today is a remarkable inaugural for the Doctor of Physical Therapy white coat ceremony, one that marks the beginning of a new and exciting chapter of all of you seated here in front of us. It is my great honor and privilege to welcome you to this white coat ceremony, a significant milestone in your journey toward becoming a doctor of physical therapy. The white coat that you will soon wear is more than just a piece of clothing. It is a symbol of your commitment to the health and well-being of others. It represents the knowledge that you will gain, the skills that you will refine, and the responsibility that you will carry as you move from being a student to healthcare professionals. Today, we celebrate that transition, recognizing that you are not just embarking on a career, but on a calling. one rooted in compassion, integrity, and the desire to improve the quality of life of your patients. As you prepare to don your white coat, it's important to reflect on what brought you here. Each of you has a unique story, a journey so far filled with hard work, determination, late nights, and sacrifices. You have committed yourselves to the rigorous study of human anatomy, physiology, and the physical therapy management of subjects with multiple disorders. But beyond the academics, you have chosen a profession that centers on the care and recovery of others. It is no small thing to dedicate your career to helping people regain their mobility and their strength, and often the sense of hope. Physical therapy is a profession unlike any other. It's hands-on, personal, and requires not only technical expertise, but a deep understanding of the human experience. You will work with individuals who are navigating some of the most challenging moments of their lives. Those recovering from injury, illness, surgery, and those managing chronic conditions that affect their ability to move and live fully. You will play a critical role in their healing, and in doing so, you will witness the incredible resilience of the human spirit. This white coat ceremony and this white coat that you will wear is a reminder of the trust your future patients will place in you. They will look to you not only for treatment, but for empathy, guidance, and support. And with that trust comes responsibility. Yes, the responsibility to continue learning, to stay curious, and to approach each patient with kindness and respect. This journey will not be easy. There will be long hours, challenging cases, and moments when you may question whether you are making a difference or not. But in those moments, remember why you started. Remember the impact you can have on someone's life. Physical therapy is not just about treating symptoms. It's about restoring people's ability to live fully, to return to the activities they love, to walk without pain, and to reclaim their independence. As you step into the next phase of your education, know that you are supported by a strong community, your professors, administrators, mentors, classmates, and loved ones. We believe in you. You know you have the dedication, compassion, and strength to become an exceptional doctor of physical therapy. And while today's ceremony symbolizes your transition from the classroom to the clinic, it is also a reminder that you are a lifelong learners. Healthcare is constantly evolving, and the best clinicians are those who never stop seeking knowledge, new techniques, and better ways to serve their patients. Keep this in mind as you continue your studies and you step into the real-world practice of physical therapy. But let us not forget that the white coat also signifies humility. It is a reminder that the journey to becoming a healer is never fully complete. You will learn as much from your patients as they will learn from you. Each person you will work with will teach you something new about resilience, about perseverance, and about human condition. Listen to them. Listen to them. Listen to them. Learn from them, and never forget that healing is not just about the body, it is about the human being, the whole person. To our students, take a moment to look around. You are surrounded by peers who will walk this journey with you, by mentors who are committed to your growth. You are working incredibly hard to get to this point. And you deserve to be here and recognized for that. Today, as you put on your white coat for the first time, remember the significance of this moment. It is not only a symbol of your dedication to this profession, but also a promise. A promise to serve with compassion, to care with integrity, and to heal with your heart as much as with your hands. Congratulations on reaching this important milestone in your Doctor of Physical Therapy education here at Florida Gulf Coast University. Wear your white coat with pride and with a purpose, knowing that you are entering the profession that makes a profound difference in lives of human beings. The journey ahead is bright, and the impact that you will make is immersible. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you the best. And now we will be delighted to listen to Assistant Dean, Dr. Elizabeth Morey.
Thank you very much. So, good evening, everyone. It is an honor to be here this evening to celebrate you, the Doctor of Physical Therapy class of 2026, as you embark on the next phase of your journey into the physical therapy profession. Today marks the culmination of rigorous study, unwavering dedication, and a passion for helping others. This ceremony is not just a rite to passage, but a testament of your dedication, your resilience, right? Took some resilience, right, to get this far, and unwavering commitment to healing and compassionate care. As you don your white coat, remember that it symbolizes more than just your academic achievements. It's a promise that you're making to uphold the highest standards and standards of care, and professionalism. It embodies the trust and confidence that your future patients are going to place in you, the responsibility you carry to alleviate pain, the privilege you have to restore mobility and function for your patients. As you enter the clinical arena, I want you to remember to always listen, to learn continuously, and to treat every patient with dignity and respect. I urge you to look at this ceremony today as the beginning of a lifelong pursuit of excellence in physical therapy. So on behalf of Marieb College of Health and Human Services, FGCU, congratulations on this remarkable milestone. And thank you for including me.
Okay, so now here you are. Without those people, you cannot go to clinic, okay? So now changing roles from classroom to clinic. We have Dr. Jacqueline Van Dunn, the Director of Clinical Education, and Dr. Elizabeth Templeton, the Assistant Director of Clinical Education.
Thank you. So as we do everything as a team in Clinet, here we are as a team again. I'll start up and then we're going to switch back and forth. So for this part, from knowledge to application, it's really looking at the roles from the classroom to the clinic and how they change. So in the introductory clinic experience, you still had your training wheels on, but those are coming off in this full-time clinical experience. You'll be challenged to apply your knowledge in real-life scenarios in your journey from student to professional, healthcare professional. Now your decision-making training wheels are off. You will start taking on more responsibility as a student in patient care. You will learn to lead evaluations and treatments using your clinical decision-making skills. It's one thing to know the theory of muscle function and neuroplasticity, but it's entirely different to help a patient regain movement or adapt to a new way of life. We encourage all of you to embrace every challenge. Step out of your comfort zone and learn as much as you can while you're in clinic. Apply all that you've learned in your academic classes and learn new things as well with the guidance of your clinical instructor. Be curious and enthusiastic when you jump into new learning environments and take on every moment you can get for that. Ask questions, accept feedback, and learn from any mistakes. And no question is a stupid question. Always go for that. As you will advance through your full-time clinical experiences, your performance expectations will increase step by step for every clinical, from exposure to becoming a competent clinician who skillfully manages patients in an efficient manner and with effective outcomes.
So I'm going to take a minute to talk about mentorship. All right, so as Dr. Van Dunn said, your training wheels are off, but the mentor, your CI, they'll still have control of the seat a little bit. Every now and then when you're learning to ride that bike, you kind of fall a little bit and you need to grab onto the seat, so they're still going to be there for you. Mentorship is the relationship between the CI and the student that's vital to your clinical education. This relationship is going to provide you with a unique opportunity to apply that academic knowledge to a patient IRL, right, in real life. But you'll be under the guidance of that professional. They've walked the path before you. They'll push you critically. They'll push you to trust your instincts and refine your skills. Remember, though, that mentorship is a two-way street. So you'll learn from their expertise, but don't be afraid to bring a fresh perspective, your innovation, and eagerness to learn. Through collaboration and independence, you'll become more confident and competent. Together, you will build a partnership focused on the best care for your patients. So ultimately, it's this mentorship between you and your CI that is foundational to your development into a skilled doctor of physical therapy.
So a whole person approach, not just treating physical symptoms, but the patient as a whole, considering emotional, mental, social factors that may impact recovery. Here are some examples. Just kind of think about it when I'm giving these examples and say, what would I do in this situation? How would things change? So first, you may work with the patient in acute care, and the patient is ready to be discharged home, but there's no home to go to. Or you encounter a patient in outpatient or home care, and the patient who doesn't have a family to take care of them. All those things change your plan of care and how you approach things. Or you have working with the patient that's newly diagnosed with Parkinson's, stroke, or ALS, amputations. You can fill in the blanks. And life-altering diagnosis significantly affecting the patient and their family. Then you come in that situation, that really complex situation as a physical therapist, and there's some really difficult conversations to be had. So mind and body connection, really recognize the importance of psychological well-being in physical recovery, and incorporate techniques that you've learned about relaxation, mindfulness, and stress management as part of your plan of care. So if you're treating a patient with emotional distress or depression, you cannot expect good outcomes. And often a referral is needed to the specialist for that. Interprofessional collaboration. Really work closely together with your healthcare professionals to ensure comprehensive care. Many times you may work, if you're in an ICU setting and you work with a patient, you'll work together with the occupational therapist, with the respiratory therapist, with the nurses, all together to work with one patient. It's a team. Prevention and education is very important. So empower your patients with knowledge about their condition, healthy habits, and injury prevention. We don't just tell you to do it in an exam, it's really important. Helping them take charge of their health beyond the physical therapy intervention or treatments. And last but not least, cultural competence. Be mindful and respectful to diverse cultural backgrounds, beliefs, and practices, and integrate those into your plan of care.
And last, we just wanted to touch on empathy and compassion. So studies have shown that patients who feel heard, understood, and cared for recover better and heal faster. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, while compassion involves a desire to help alleviate their suffering. These qualities will define your practice, not just in the technical skills that you've shown us and you prove that you guys are all able to do, but in also how you connect on a deeper level with your patients, how you listen to them, and how you understand their challenges. So in practice, this looks like understanding a patient when they're not following their treatment plans. So instead of judging them, really trying to understand why, asking more questions, and being an active listener. It's the small gestures, like taking an extra moment to explain an exercise or a procedure to them. Maybe they're going into a procedure in the hospital and maybe nobody's really explained it to them yet, but you have that opportunity to do that, and you can help ease their anxiety. So building these trusting relationships is key to effective treatment, and empathy allows clinicians to connect on a deeper level and to improve patient outcomes. But I won't pretend this is always easy. This profession is demanding, and the pressure of time and emotion, an emotional toll when working with these difficult cases, can challenge your ability to maintain that empathy and compassion. But remember, it's in these challenging times where these qualities are even more crucial. So when you're tired, remember why you chose this path, to help others heal. And when you're overwhelmed, remember the impact you can make simply by showing kindness. So thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for the people who will put you in clinics. Now let's listen to words of wisdom from whom? From the founding chair of this department of physical therapy, Dr. Ellen Donner.
So I was asked to talk about legal and ethical issues or legal and ethical practice, right? And I thought, oh, good Lord. This is a happy time where we're celebrating. You guys look awesome. I thought, well, how can we, what is that? And actually, half of it's been shared by your faculty already. All the words of wisdom that you've just heard, all those nuggets are in there. So we went basic, because it's basic. It's basic how to be a practitioner who stays within the lines, who knows how to treat people ethically. So we went with laminated sheets. Right? Put your patient first. What I hear a lot is my boss asked me to do that. The billing department asked me to do that. Maybe your own parameters are a little bit different than your patient's. Put your patient first. That's why you're there, is to put your patient first. Don't be tempted by the pressures of healthcare, the pressures of making money, the pressures of a company to do something that you probably know is not right. This has been said already. Learn something new. I'm still learning things new. Listen, look, watch other people, ask questions, and then I think more than anything, question yourself. Say to yourself, am I doing the best that I can do in this situation? So keep learning. It doesn't stop here, and you've heard that already today. This one's an interesting one. We all have different boundaries. We have all different professional boundaries, personal boundaries, but there is really only certain boundaries when it comes to you and your patient. So stay within them, right? Know the Practice Act and the law in which you practice, whether it's in whatever state you are. Informed consent is a huge thing right now. Your patients need to know why you're doing what you're doing, and they need to continuously know why you're doing what you're doing. So you can't tell it enough times, and make sure you're getting that consent from your patient. Building healthy relationships, I think this is what I see a lot. Well, people get really isolated out in practice. Well, I didn't know. I don't have good mentors. I don't have people around me. Don't let yourself get in that situation, because sometimes we can get a little rusty and get outside the lines. Have great mentors. I've already heard that from people. Have good mentors. I still look for people to mentor me. I still look for people to learn from. They might be much younger than me. They may be older than me. They may be the same age. And then I'll throw this in as, because I sit on the board, watch who you text, watch who you add to your social media, watch who you hang out with, watch how you communicate and socialize with your patients. That's as much for your protection as it is for the protection of your patients. So I'll just throw that in as a little caveat. What's this mean? You knew I had to ask you a question. Come on. What's this mean? Yeah. That's right. You know, we see a little bit more of cookie cutter practice these days. There's some pressures for you to do a little bit of cookie cutter practice. One of you, I'm sorry if I don't remember which one, said about the idea of constantly looking at what your whole patient needs, and this is what this is all about. So one size doesn't fit all. Everyone doesn't get a certain technique. Everyone doesn't get a certain modality. Everyone doesn't get a certain billable unit for everyone. So, customize. Assess your patient, reassess your patient, and in between all that, you should have a custom plan for that person. This is a big one. So communicate. You cannot communicate enough in the clinic. To your CI, to your patients, to their families, to outside entities that you need to communicate with. We heard about interprofessional colleagues. You've got to be communicating with the people that are involved with your patients. So communicate, and be good note writers. What and why? It's not as much what you do, it's knowing why you're doing it. So each one of you may do something a different what, but if you're doing it for the right reasons and you know the why behind it, then you're practicing within the lines. Yes. If something doesn't seem right to you, and that's starting next week, right? If something doesn't seem right to you, if you're in practice and something just doesn't feel right in your gut, speak up. Go to a trusted soul. Go to a trusted person who you feel like you can talk about it. Your gut, I would say, is what, Dr. Van Dunn, 99% correct? Yeah, right? So your gut is almost always correct, and if it doesn't seem right to you, don't sit on that. Don't push it down. Don't say, well, I'm only a student or I'm only a new practitioner. This thing is probably really, really tied into what is right. Confucius says, to know what you know and what you do not know, that is true knowledge. We have how many years of collective practice do we have? It's a lot, right? If you add up your faculty. We still need to know what we don't know, right? Don't make it up. When that patient asks you a question and you really don't know, don't make it up. Say, that's a great question. And then ask the right person or refer them to the right person. So don't make it up. I hear a lot of this going on. It's like, stay within your knowledge. Be proud of what you do know as a physical therapist or what you know at this point, but then know what you don't know. Of course, there had to be a kid in this thing. Come on. All right? So reach high. Really go for it out there. Find opportunities. Don't just go through the motion. You will quickly bore in your profession if you just go through the motion, and even in your upcoming clinical. If there's an opportunity, stay late and do it. If there's a way of doing something more, do it. Take that opportunity. Sometimes later down the line, you're going to say to yourself, gosh, I'm so glad I did that. and it may be career changing. I can tell you for me, when I took the biggest risks and I jumped into things that maybe I almost had no business doing, they were the best decisions in my career. And of course, just have fun. Right? You guys having fun still? Most days, right? If you don't keep finding your fun in your profession, it's a long road ahead. But PT is such a great career. I have never not enjoyed what I was doing. And if you're not having fun, go find another job within the profession and do that. Don't stay where you're miserable. So even in the next several weeks, please have fun. I know there's a lot of things on you. It's a big growth time, but please have fun. And if you do those things, you'll be the best physical therapist you can be. You'll be within the law. You'll be ethical. Boom, right?
Can we ask faculty to line up here so we start our white coat ceremony?
So as I call faculty's name, they'll be coating probably 3 students. If they could just come up and they can grab the coat and coat the students. And first up is Patrick Damon. After you get your coat, if you could just pause here for a few moments for people on camera as well as at home to see you. Step up. Get away from me. Luis Ruiz. Kenna Nielsen. Next coating is Dr. Ari Van Dunn. Caroline McCaig. Caroline. Cooper Hughes. Kyle Killian. Next coating is Dr. Ellen Donald, Damian Printemps. Nicole Longman. Megan Sparacio. Next up coding is Dr. Eric Shamus, coding Ruth Evelyn Reinhold. Brandon Luttrell. William Shep. Erica Gaskill. Next coding is Dr. Jacqueline Van Dunn, Nicholas Jeremetta. Lexia Hall. Alex Perello. Next faculty coding is Dr. Kathy Swanek, Olivia Benner. Stephen Votapek. Mitchell Mills. Next coding is Dr. Elizabeth Templeton, Nicole Levi. Farah El Nemr. Brittany Shikovich. Next faculty coding is Dr. Megan Walsh, Nicholas Rivero. Isaac Giuliano. Macy McDonald. And Dr. Ahmed Alokta will be coding for Dr. Syllabus. Kathleen Harrison. Elena Gall. And last but not least, several of your classmates asked me to introduce this person as Shawnee Ronnie or Sean Rodriguez. And now at this time, I would like Dr. Kathy Swanek to come forward. She will be leading you in a pledge. It's under your seats.
You can face your families. They want to see you, not me. Okay, so this is best if we read all together rather than a repeat after me type of thing. This is the oath that you are taking as new clinicians entering into the clinical education part of your program. So this is our pledge. And read along with me. As a doctor of physical therapy student dedicated to providing the highest quality care and services, I solemnly pledge I will respect the rights and dignity of all individuals who seek my services or with whom I work, act in compassionate and trustworthy manner in all aspects of my services, exercise sound professional judgment while abiding by legal and ethical requirements, demonstrate integrity during interactions with colleagues, other healthcare providers, students, faculty, researchers, the public, and payers, enhancement of patient care, and the advancement of the profession. Enhance my practice through lifelong acquisition and application of knowledge, skills, and professional behavior. Participate in efforts to meet physical therapy and healthcare needs of local, national, and global communities. Thus, with this oath, I accept the duties and responsibilities that embody the physical therapy profession. That was the best I've heard in all the times of doing this. Well done. Welcome to the profession.
Okay, so now time for sweet time. So yes, so as can you turn can you turn on the screen for them? That's great. Okay, so Melinda requested, like she's sweet, Melinda, she offered you some sweet for you, and then after that you can take pictures as much as you can. Thank you very much for coming, and congratulations, and best wishes for you.